Hello my soccer universe. For a quick review of the midweek action in Italy, we had Coppa Italia. The semi-finals are now set. One, a very high profile fixture in a Milan Derby. Two more, and then the other one, of course, being a meeting of outsiders between Bologna and Empoli. Yes, Empoli. I said I cannot imagine how Empoli will beat Juventus, and of course they did beat Juventus on penalties. Should have probably won after 90 minutes as well. And then we had the makeup game from October that Milan lost to Bologna 2-1. Not entirely unexpected. Just, it doesn't look good at the moment. And there are so many questions around this team. I mean, I hear about renewals, great. But, do we really need to renew certain players that have not been performing well? And then all the questions around the coach. Yes, Sergio Conceição probably has not had a great game management. However, he didn't have much time to work with the squad to begin with. So, I mean, let him sit this one out for the next season. What Milan needs to understand, from my point of view, is of course that you need to build from the midfield. When you won the title, you had a great midfield that was very well balanced, and then everything goes from there. Not get a bunch of attackers and then a few defenders. Midfield. It's all about the midfield, and this is where Milan have been lacking as of late, and that's why they're not winning. The squad is not very balanced, and the few midfielders they have, you have great midfielders in there. I mean, Fofana and Reinders, but you need some options as well. And that's when I look at the other side of the city. Inter just reached a Coppa semi-final by playing a B team, scoring a great goal in between. And while Milan have done well against Inter so far in the season, they have not lost yet, that semi-final has me honestly a teeny bit worried. But on the other side, Inter is dancing on 3 weddings, if you would like, so that might go the other way. And then of course I really need to laud Empoli. I don't have an Empoli jersey, unfortunately. Empoli going into the semifinals. Let's review first the 2 quarterfinals that were played in the midweek, and then we'll look at Milan's loss at Bologna, and then we'll quickly see the situation and the upcoming games. Well, it feels really weird wearing this jersey, but they're the only team that I have in my collection that won in this midweek, so I gotta wear Inter. Blah, doesn't feel right at all. However, Inter through to the semifinals, where they will meet Milan, and all because of Austrian Marko Arnautovic scoring an absolute screamer, a volley from the edge of the box. He doesn't hit it right with his foot, but he hits it well enough. Beautiful goal to make it 1-0 for Inter, when actually Lazio at that point were the slightly better team, I would argue. And Inter were playing basically the subs, which, yeah, given that they have Champions League still ahead and they're in a title race, was probably the smart thing to do. And try as they might, Lazio really cannot break down Inter, and they give away a penalty that then Çalhanoğlu converts in the 77th minute, settles the tie, and Lazio were just outclassed by an Inter B team, which is not a good sign for them. And then I said I cannot imagine how you were gonna lose to Empoli. Well, they managed, and probably they should have lost straight after 90 minutes. However, they managed to get themselves back into it and straight into a penalty shootout. There's no overtime in the Coppa Italia. Early chances for Juventus. However, then it's Yusuf Male who, after Cambiaso loses the ball, gets to the ball and takes a great shot from outside the box right into the net. It's 1-0 Empoli, and they should have doubled the lead just before the half when Konate, as a one-on-one goalie, gets it past the goalie Perin, and it hits the inside of the post and jumps out again. What a big chance. And I thought, yeah, Empoli might rule this one. And yes, they may have ruled this one, because Vlahovic had a great free kick early in the second half. However, that one was parried, I think, by the goalie. But Kefren Thuram with a brilliant move past the defender, the way he backheels it past the defender and then goes on to goal, scrolls it in 66 minutes, 1-1. Juve then pushing, although there was one good chance for Empoli in there as well. However, they cannot find a winner. At the end, this game was really going up and down. So it goes straight to penalties, and it's Vlahovic who steps up first and puts it over the bar. And I would say the minimum requirement of a striker in a penalty shootout for me is to hit the goal. No, he didn't manage to do that. Empoli remained flawless, although Lewis Henderson's penalty was tight, and I think even the second one by Gourmet could have been saved. However, when the fourth one by Kenan Yildiz is then saved, Marianucci just has to put it home, and so he does. And Empoli are through to an absolutely incredible Coppa Italia semi-final where they will face Bologna. Milan suffer another loss away from home, this time 2-1 at Bologna in the makeup game. And with that, the chances of reaching the Champions League next year are down to only a theoretical nature. That's more or less it. And it could have gone so well. Milan went with a lead into the halftime despite being mostly second best. It was a very up and down game. I think it was an early chance for Milan where I think Jimenez could not really put the ball on goal, but almost in the return, like in Rotterdam, Malik Chow almost produced a crazy own goal himself. More chances for Bologna in the first half, however Milan take the lead after a kickoff from Mike Maignan, glancing header by Jimenez into the path of Leao, who goes past his defender, slots it home. 1-0 for Milan, and you really thought this should give them the energy. However, it didn't take Bologna long to get an equalizer. Right after the half, Theo Hernandez gives a free kick away. The free kick comes in, De Silvestri heads it onto Fabian, who kind of has his hand there, but not really, and it goes to Castro. It's 1-1, and then Bologna were really in the ascendancy for a considerable time. Then Conceição finally makes a change. He brings on Pulisic for Joao Felix. In my opinion, Pulisic should have started. And the game then turned into Milan's favor a little bit. However, the one thing that I really don't like is there's so many individual actions. Everyone playing hero ball, but they don't find their teammates. I mean, there was a chance by Musa where he twists a defender left and right. And yes, if he scores a goal, it's a great goal. But there are two other Milan players right there as well. And that only lasted for about, I would say, 15 minutes, where Milan really seemed like they could score. Then later on, there were a couple of more chances for Bologna. It really seemed that Milan might escape here with a draw, which still would have been not enough. And then Ndoye in the 84th minute taps it home. Really great cross in, and the way he taps it home. This is a striker's goal. This is something I would love to see from Milan. Alas, haven't seen that in a while. I feel that this is a little bit down to Conceição. I mean, the changes he made again didn't make a whole lot of sense, except Pulisic for Joao Felix. Why Joao Felix is always playing when he really hasn't shown much. I would rather see him being the cherry on top that comes in when Pulisic is working so much harder. I mean, you could really see there was a change in the game when Pulisic came on. I understand that you don't want to play them, all four of them up front, but you know, you're also taking away the danger by Tijani Reinders by having now so many attacking players up front. And yes, Alex Jimenez also did not convince in this game, like at all. Bringing on Jovic for Jimenez also was one of those where I thought, I hope this works. I just fear it won't. And so that's top four. After this makeup game, Milan is 8 points behind Juventus and also 6 behind Lazio and 3 behind Bologna. So those are 3 teams that you have to catch, and you're missing your chances. I mean, if you would have beaten Bologna, you would have at least taken another step. Bologna look now a little bit better, although they're not as highly rated as, for instance, Milan is, but still, I can see Bologna much easier to go into the top 4 than I would say for Milan. I would argue the top 4 will remain the top 4 unless a Napoli, Inter, or Inter are really taking a nosedive, or even Juventus. I don't see that happening. Those teams are too sturdy. So I think that is settled. And so for me, it's all about the Coppa, which doesn't give Champions League, but at least it's a title that Milan have not won in a really, really long time. The round on the weekend has 2 top fixtures. I mean, one really, really clear top fixture, which is Napoli against Inter. It is 2v1. This is the game where if Napoli win that one, they might actually salvage their season and Conte will be happy again. However, if they lose this one, I would expect Conte to go absolutely berserk on everyone. And then, of course, on Sunday evening, we have Milan against Lazio. Lazio, just a poor performance in Milan. Now they go to the other Milan team, and yeah, I actually think they have a better chance there. Roma against Como, I think, is a real sleeper tie, I gotta say as well. And then, you know, few interesting battles, but all of these have a clear favorite. So I think it's really down to those 2 main fixtures plus the Roma Como game. So that was it from me, from Serie A. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see more. Drop a line below what you think about Milan's chances or about the Coppa Italia semi-finals. I'll talk to you soon about more things in my soccer universe. Bye. Hey there. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, here are some videos and playlists that you may enjoy too. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the little bell icon so you get notified whenever something happens in my soccer universe. And with that, have a wonderful day. Bye!